Very good morning, everyone. How are you all? Very fine. Now, last class we were doing bills of exchange and promissory notes. We have done few concepts. The last concept was noting charges. Have you understood the concept behind noting charges? Who will explain the concept behind noting charges? One chocolate. Who will explain? Who will explain? Arey, chocolate. Explain if you are giving correct explanation. One chocolate. If you are not giving, then I am not demanding any chocolate for that. Na. Correct na? In every situation, you are only winning na. So who will explain fast? I will explain. Chalo. So we'll do a revision for what we have done in the last class for noting charges. You remember this diagram? So I said that there can be a situation when the holder is a either drawer or endorsee or bank. Whoever is the holder, he will present the bill to Drawee on maturity date. But normally what happens whenever we have the information about dishonor of bill before presenting the bill to Drawee, then we present the bill to Drawee through notary public. It is known as notary public. Notary. The name of that officer is known as notary public. So we'll present the bill to Drawee through notary public, and for presenting the bill he will charge one fees. That fees is known as noting charges. Correct? It means can I say noting charges will be paid by the holder of the bill, will be paid by the holder of the bill, whoever is presenting the bill. Correct? Understood? But can I say ultimate responsibility of paying that noting charges will be of drawer? Means can I say endorsee will recover that noting charges from whom? Drawer. Bank will recover that noting charges from whom? Drawer. But can I say drawer will recover from whom? Drawee. Understood? This much have you understood? So can we write down the accounting treatment? Can we write down the accounting treatment? Write down. Accounting treatment of noting charges in case of dishonor of bill. Correct? So we are doing journal entry in the books of drawer. Books of drawer. Correct? Bolo. Point number one. If bill is held by drawer. So what journal entry? First journal entry drawee account debit to BR. This is for dishonor entry. First dishonor entry. Correct? Understood? This is dishonor entry. Drawee account debit to BR. This is dishonor entry na. First dishonor entry and then payment of noting charges. So he will pay noting charges and recover from whom? Drawee. So what journal entry batao? He will pay. He will pay noting charges and recover that noting charges from whom? Drawee. So the noting charges is receivable from whom? Drawee and paid by drawer. So payment in cash. So cash is going out, means cash decreases. So debited or credited? Credited. And receivable from whom? Drawee. So receivable increases. So what journal which account will be debited? Drawee account. So what journal entry? Drawee account debit to cash. So can you say point number 2 means point number B? One more journal entry will do. Drawee means recoverable from Drawee and payment done in cash, means this journal entry which will be with the amount of bill, now, and this journal entry with the amount of with NC means noting charges. Means can I say we can compound these two journal entry from examination point of view, because both journal entry will be done on same date. We can compound. So normally in exam will pass compound journal entry. तो बताओ compounding तो you are expert, you can compound anything. बताओ compound क्या करेंगे? What journal entry? Drawee account debit to bills receivable to cash. Can we pass this journal entry? So this drawee will be with the amount of bill plus noting charges, amount of bill plus noting charges, and BR will be credited with what? Amount of bill, and cash payment means what? Noting charges. Understood the journal entry? Have you understood journal entry? So in exam will pass this compound journal entry. चलेगा? चलेगा? Correct. Point number 2. If bill is hold by endorsee, if bill is hold by endorsee, बताओ first journal entry, this journal entry will what? Drawee account debit to हटना है. Drawee account debit to what? Endorsee ना, with the amount of, so bill amount. Correct. Now what is journal entry for noting charges? बताओ. Who has paid noting charges? But endorsee will recover from, and drawer will recover from. So can I say in this way, in the books of drawer, drawer will pay to whom? Drawer will pay the amount of noting charges to whom? And recover from what journal entry? Drawee account debit to, बोलो, receivable from drawee, payable to whom? Payable to endorsee. Same journal entry you can see. So for dishonor and noting charges, same journal entry. Correct. So this is with the amount of noting charges. Can we compound these two journal entry? So what will be compound journal entry? बताओ. What is the compound journal entry? Drawee account debit to endorsee with what amount? Bill amount plus noting charges. Bill amount plus noting charges. Have you understood this point? Now third one you will say. Okay. The compound journal entry you will give. If bill is held by bank, बताओ. What journal entry? Drawee account debit to bank with what amount? Bill amount plus noting charges. Compound journal entry ना. Bill amount plus noting charges. Simple. Understood? Have you understood this entire journal entry? Correct? Yes, sir. Write down some note. Note number 1. Noting charges is paid by whom? Paid by holder of bill, but it is ultimately borne by whom? Ultimately borne by, ultimately borne by whom? Drawee, na? Because drawee will also recover from whom? So ultimately borne by drawee in case of dishonor, na? In case of dishonor of bill, बताओ. Noting charges is an expense of which party? Noting charges is an expense of which party? Bolo, fill the blank. And noting charges in income of which party? That. Noting charges is an expense of drawee. Very good. Is an expense of drawee because ultimately borne by which party? Drawee only. Is an income of which party? Huh? Court means notary public, na? Arre, notary. We are paying to whom? Notary public. So, income of notary public. We call it notary public. चलेगा? चलो. Can we say in this way? In case of dishonor of bill, amount receivable from drawee will be equal to what? Bill amount plus noting charges. In all cases, check कर लो. In all cases. Have you understood this point? Whether it is held by drawer or endorsee or bank. In all cases, drawee account will be debited with this amount. Correct? And point number B, amount payable to endorsee or bank will be what? Same amount, bill amount plus noting charges. Have you understood this point? Have you understood this point? Just check. When it was held by endorsee, what was journal entry? Drawee to endorsee. So endorsee was credited with what amount? Bill amount plus noting charges. When it was held by bank, what was journal entry? Drawee to bank with what amount? Bill amount plus the amount receivable and payable remains same, na? That only. Correct? This is shortcut. Sometimes they may ask you some MCQs or what, true false, so you can apply this note. Correct? So this was for the books of. Now what will be journal entry in the books of drawee? So you will say, I will say, बताओ. For dishonor of bill, we are doing journal entry for dishonor of bill. बताओ, what journal entry? Bills payable account debit with bill amount and can I say now we are on two drawer, but amount payable will be bill amount plus noting charges, na? Understood this point? Have you understood? On dishonor, amount payable to drawer will bill amount plus noting charges. So can I say we need to debit which account? Noting charges account debit with the amount of noting charges. Means can I say this become expense of drawee. So expense account will be debited. Expense account will be debited. Have you understood? Have you understood? If you understood, then I will ask one question. If you say me correct, means you have understood. Otherwise, it means still now you have not understood. So don't read the notes without reading. You need to raise your hand. This much understood? I think the last journal entry also clear. Clear now. Now I am not explaining the rules. I hope you are understanding the rules at this point of time. Correct now. And if you have doubt about journal entry, raise your hand. Then I will explain also. Okay, why it is debited, why it is created. If you have some doubt, so I will explain. Correct? चलेगा ना? Now, in the my question, don't see the notes. Huh? My question is that in the books of drawer, noting charges will be debited or credited? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. In the books of drawer, noting charges will be debited or credited? How many are saying debited? How many are saying credited? How many are saying nothing? Huh, well, noting charges will not be debited, will not be credited. Why? Very good. Means only one person have understood. Any other person who was saying the same answer? Are Baba, see, everything I have given. Just see the now journal entry. Journal entry देखो. In the books of drawer, the noting charges we have not debited or we have not created also. It was recoverable from whom? So drawee account was debited and it was payable to whom? Either endorsee or bank. Or it is paid by drawer only. But cash account was created. Yeah, endorsee account was created. Yeah, bank account was created. But we have not debited or created noting charges in the books of drawer because it is an expense of, it is an income of notary public. It is neither expense nor income of drawer. So it will neither be debited nor be credited. I said noting charges account. I said noting charges is an expense account or income account. अरे बोलना रे. If received to income, if payment to what? Expense. Already the answer तो I have given only. This note is for what? That point only ना. अरे बोलना रे. It means जो दिखता है होता नहीं, जो होता है वो दिखता नहीं. Means whenever I am writing, it does not mean you are understanding because at that time you only copy pasting. Correct? It means when you are writing, just think about that point. The noting charges is an expense of, is an income of. Therefore, write down in your own word. Therefore, noting charges will not be debited or credited in the books of drawer. But I am happy that someone has given correct answer. Therefore, noting charges will neither be debited, will not be credited, means neither be debited nor it will be credited in the books of drawer. In the books of drawer. Correct? So in the books of drawee, it will be debited or credited? Debited. We are not preparing the books of notary public. They will not ask to prepare the books of notary public. Understood this concept? Now, question based on this concept will be automatically covered with dishonor of bill. We'll do some question, it will be automatically covered. But before that, come to one more concept. Retirement of bill. We have done one renewal of bill. Renewal of bill means what? Cancellation of old bill and drawing of new bill for extended period. Means whenever drawee demands some extended period, means late payment, it is known as renewal of bill. But it might happen, Sita is what? Maha good person. So she will retire the bill before what? Maturity date. Means she will pay before maturity date. So that is known as retirement of bill. So can you see if she pays early, so she will demand what? Some benefit. That benefit will be either known as discount or rebate or interest, whatever you can call it. But some benefit will be demanded by whom? Drawee. So this concept is known as retirement of bill. For example, this is the date of drawing. Sorry. And total period is 3 months. This is maturity date. But after 2 months only, bill is retired. Retired means paid. My question to you all, rebate will be allowed to whom? Rebate will be allowed to whom? Drawee. By whom? Drawer. For how many months? 1 month or 2 months or 3 months? 1 month. Very good. So this 1 month is known as unexpired period. And this 2 months is known as what? Expired period. So for 1 month, what will be allowed? Rebate will be allowed, or it is known as discount, or it is also known as what? Interest. Whatever name, all nomenclature are same only. Correct? Understood? But popularly, the popular term is rebate, then discount, then interest. Understood? So normally we say rebate is allowed, but it can be considered as discount also. Correct? But how will calculate rebate? Rebate will be equal to amount of bill, amount of bill into what? Rate of interest will be given for how many period? Unexpired period. Understood? If unexpired period is in terms of month, will you divide by 12? If it is in terms of days, will you divide by 365? Correct? Simple. Simple na? Are bol yes or no? Life is simple or not? Can we take one question if you permit? Permission granted. Come to illustration number 2. But illustration number 2 so we have done. Illustration number 3 now. 3 is retirement, yes. On 1st Jan 2020, Ankita sells goods for rupees 5 lakh to Bhavika and draws a bill at 3 months for the amount. Ankita sells goods for rupees 5 lakh to Bhavika. Bhavika accepts it and return it to Ankita. On 1st March 2020, Bhavika retire her acceptance under rebate of 12% per annum. Record this transaction in the journal of Ankita and Bhavika. So the Ankita is what? Drawer. So we are doing illustration number 3. So past journal entry in the books of Ankita. In the books of Ankita. And in the books of Bhavika. Can we start? Bolo. 1/1/2000 20. First sale of goods, what journal entry? Bhavika. Account debit to what? Sales. What is the amount? How much? 5 lakh. So what Bhavika will do? Bhavika has purchased now. So purchase account debit to what? Ankita. How much? 5 lakh. First journal entry. So I hope no explanation required. Then what? Bill is drawn and accepted. Will pass journal entry a bill drawn and accepted. Acceptance sent. Nothing is given on same date only. Correct na? What journal entry in the books of Ankita? Bills receivable account debit to what? बोलो. Bhavika. How much? 5 lakh. Then in the books of Bhavika, Ankita account debit to what? Bills payable. How much? 5 lakh. Correct. Okay. Then बताओ. What was the due date? Can you give me the due date? Means it is bill for how many months? Bill is for 3 months, na? But it is retired after how many months? Retired after 2 months. Correct? It means rebate will be allowed for how many months? 1 month. Correct? बताओ. What is the retirement date? 1st March 2020. We'll calculate the amount of rebate. But the rebate amount will be how much? 5 lakh into 12% into 1 by 12 is equal to. So this is the amount of rebate. Correct. Now what is the journal entry for honor? So can you see we need to pass journal entry of honor of bill with rebate. But what journal entry for honor of bill? It is bills receivable account, sorry, cash account debit to what journal entry? बताओ. Cash account debit. But now cash account, how much cash will be received? After allowing discount of 5,000, it will be 4 lakh 95,000. To BR how much? BR is 5 lakh. So 5,000 will become expense or income. Expense will be debited. So we will say rebate, or you can say discount also. You can say interest also. But normally we use the term rebate if nothing is given. And it is given in the question also rebate of 12%, I think. Correct? So 5,000. Understood. So it become expense of drawer. Income of drawee. What journal entry बताओ? Bills payable account debit how much? 5 lakh. To how much she will pay? 4 lakh 95,000. and rebate will be credited or debited. Why? Because it is a income. Understood? Have you understood this point? Have you understood? Simple. Illustration number 4 and 5 is homework. Means whatever I am nodding, that is homework. I will not inform you bar bar. Okay, and of course that will be taken as a doubt if doubt is there. Correct? Because if for all question I will do, then what you will do? चलेगा तो I am doing only some question. I am in class. I do simple question. Complicated question normally I give in homework so that you ask doubt. Correct? Okay. The next concept is what? Insolvency. Insolvency of what? Drawing. Means the topic is dishonor due to insolvency. Understood? Due to insolvency. Means normally if the bill is dishonored, I say it does not mean the other drawee is insolvent. Means I said he or she will pay, but he or she might require some more time. So dishonor does not mean the other party is insolvent. But there's sometime the bill is dishonored because she become or he become insolvent. So whenever insolvent, the amount is not recoverable. If amount is not recoverable, then bad debt account will be open. Already we have done divorce case. Remember, the same thing will be accounted. So in this case, first dishonor entry and then bad debt entry. First dishonor entry and then bad debt entry. बताओ you say. What journal entry in the books of drawer? You say. First bad debt entry. Sorry, first dishonor entry. For dishonor of bill, what journal entry? Can I say drawee account debit to what? Huh? Yeah. Dishonor entry I am saying. Drawing I am saying dishonor entry, not honor entry. Honor means what? It is cash, na? Then cash is coming in. Dishonor entry. Bills receivable, na? Bills receivable. If it is held by whom? Drawer. Or what? If it is held by endorsee, then drawee account debit to endorsee. And if it is held by bank, means either of these three situations. Yes. Now I can say now either it will be held by drawer or hold by bank. So in different situation, different journal entry. So it is what? Drawing account debit to BR, drawing account debit to endorsee, drawing account debit to bank. Correct? Means simple word, whenever dishonor, drawing account debited and the other party is what? Created. Holder is created. Correct now? In this way we can say. Can you see this? Now always think it can be with noting charges also. So can you see this amount will be bill amount plus noting charges now. Now we have understood that concept. Means it can be with or without noting charges. It means what amount is receivable from drawing. It will be bill amount plus Noting charges. If there is a noting charges, if there is no noting charges, amount receivable from Troy will be only bill amount. Correct? Understood. Now, bad debt. For bad debt, what journal entry you say? Bad debt account debit. Bad debt account debit to what? Now, BR account is closed now. BR account is closed now. It is decrease in bill and increase in what receivable now. Once you are doing dishonor, so BR account is automatically what? Expired. Terminate हो गया. So you are closing BR account and opening what? Once again receivable account na. So the now amount is receivable in the form of invoice, not in the form of negotiable instrument. So what is receivable? Drawee. This whatever debited is receivable lah. Now that is not received. So bad debt account to what? To Drawee. But it is quite possible that some amount is recovered and some amount is not recovered. For example, 40% is bad debt. So 40% bad debt and 60% recover. So what do you say? Cash account. That will be given in the question. See how much recovered, how much not recovered. Understood? This 40-60 will be given in the question, huh? Not always. So this will be as per information, huh? Given in question. Have you understood this journal entry? Correct. Now, books of what? Drawee. I have asked you to revise and come. You have done revision and came now. I have asked you to revise and come in the class. Have you done the revision of this chapter? अरे यस बोल दो या नो बोल दो, आप तो कुछ बोलते नहीं हो. अरे आई एम आस्किंग, हैव यू डन रिवीजन last night or today morning? हाँ, only noting charges revise. अरे I said now one revision is required. अरे बोलना रे. Therefore today you are silent because you have not done revision. अरे बोल yes or no. Are you able to follow me what I am saying? और confused हो रहे हो? अरे इसमें तो say yes या no. You will respond. I am not there to scold you. I am for you. I am for you. I am not against you. So if you are saying no, hota hai, I was also a student. I said na, when I was a student, I have not understood this chapter. So don't worry na, I am with you na. If you are not understanding, then also I am happy. If you are understanding, then also I am happy. Nothing wrong if you are not understanding. Because we are Atma, not Paramatma. तो क्या है? बोलो सर नहीं समझ में आया, क्या दिक्कत है? Are you getting what I am saying? But say, then only I will understand ना. अरे भाई, when you are hungry, so you need to demand food from your parents ना. Are you hungry? What happened, beta? What happened, beta? So whether mummy will give food? Huh? Mummy is asking, are you hungry? Then, are you hungry, beta? I don't know. So just try to understand. When you are hungry, you need to demand na. So when you are not understanding, you need to inform na. It is as simple as that. If you will not inform the teacher, what the teacher will say, teacher will understand that they are understanding. अरे बोलना रे. So nothing wrong. समझो मेरी बात को. And one thing, just try to understand. You are paid fees, you have a right to ask doubt. And we have an obligation to answer. You can ask 1000 times. I will not be irritated. Understood now? Don't worry. I said I will be with you till you become CA. छोड़ने वाला तो ना हो तुमको. क्या बात? रिश्ता बना है कि नहीं बना है? आई विल नॉट लीव यू टिल यू लीव मी। आर गेटिंग? So I am not going to leave you. But ऐसे पॉज मत करो ना. Why you pause? मैं क्या बोला कल? What I have said yesterday? That I have not understood this chapter when I have done for the first time. So how many have not understood till now? Nothing. Nothing understood. थोड़ा थोड़ा understood. थोड़ा थोड़ा understood ना. हाँ. थोड़ा थोड़ा understood. Correct. थोड़ा थोड़ा आया ना. अच्छा, how many understood? 30%. You have listened the classes. Then how you will understand, Baba? Then so this is not my fault. You need to. Why we are giving backup classes? In the first day I have said if you are absent, it is your duty to listen backup classes, then come to the class. Because if you are not attending my class, I will teach and teach. You can understand the number of pages. How many pages last class? कितना पेजेस था देखो. खत्म ही नहीं हो रहा है. सिक्स. सिक्स सिंगल और 12. 6 pages is there. 12 pages. 12 sides. And you are saying sir not understanding. अरे ऐसा तो ना होता है यार. You need to listen class ना. चलो. You need to listen. So of course you will not understand. You will not understand. So those who have attended, I am asking them. Correct? How many have understood 50%? More than 50%? 60%? 90%? 100%? Now some just try to understand what I feel. If I am a student and I am teaching you, means I am teaching myself. Normally whatever you have understood, actually you have understood. If I'll ask one question, you will be able to answer right now. You have understood. But क्या है ना कि you are not used to this type of terms till now. पहली बार देखा ना. For example, sometime what happens, you go to some restaurant, suddenly a new item will come which you have never tasted. ऐसा हुआ आपके साथ? हाँ. तो इनिशियली मतलब अचानक से, और you go to some other country या other state. For example, if you go to West Bengal, so different types of food that you have not seen only. Are you getting? So if they will give you that food, so initially you say, "Arey, what is this? Bengali food. Arey, what is this?" But once you start eating now, the taste will develop. And it might happen after some time you like Bengali food only. Means when I came to this place now, so this dosa idli, arey, everywhere dosa idli. In West Bengal, we don't have dosa idli so much now. So when I came here, I'm not used to dosa idli, sambar, bada, rasam, whatever. So I don't used to like that type of food. But धीरे don't no options only. Wherever going dosa idli, going with any friend dosa idli. So धीरे test develop. Now I'm used to that. Now if someone is coming with me, चलेगा. Understood. So this is what test is developing. This is the first time you are listening these classes. You tested it. You understood also. But till now liking नहीं आया. Liking नहीं आया ना. अरे बोलना रे. Liking will take some time. You meet some friend, first day में दोस्ती हो गया. Not good friend, huh? Only friend. You made some friend for the first time. Whether he or she will become your best friend. But धीरे, it might happen. He become what? He or she become what? I'm saying best friend, not good friend, huh? Correct? ऐसा होता है ना. So because first day तो you have met only, you don't know about him. But you understood how he is one person doing this. Then started talking, liking develop. Then to become best friend now. Then to become best friend. It happens in your class also. You came for meet, have met for the first time each other. I think you don't know, you were not knowing each other before the class. But some of you might have become best friends. Some of you, not all, because liking develop हो गया. You started talking, तो liking match हो गया. Agreeing? तो ऐसा होता है. So don't worry, हाँ, don't worry. Don't feel bad if you are not understanding. If you develop this habit, then only it will help you to become CA. Agreeing? We can't understand everything, but we need to understand. Have ठीक है, हो जाएगा, ठीक है. Understood? So what I am saying कि थोड़ा थोड़ा भी, I always say, have you understood थोड़ा थोड़ा? I never say पूरा पूरा. Just if a teacher is saying you थोड़ा थोड़ा, so why you worried? You should be worried about that. No, so when I'm asking question, have a smile. Give wrong answer with a smile. Just try it. Respond. Try to answer. मजा आएगा. There is nothing wrong in giving wrong answer. Have you understood this word? There is nothing wrong in giving wrong answer. But I will say it is 100% wrong to remain silent in the class. If you are silent means you are not responding, it means you are not liking anything. Try to respond. In every class, not only in accounts class, try to respond. Means I will say you should be in such a mood that the teacher should be scared about it. Kitna puch raha baba. Means I should be like this na. Are you getting? But you should not disturb the decorum of the class. There is one decorum of the class. You should not spoil that. Correct? But you have a right to ask doubt by raising hand. Got it? So I want that change. Till now you have not changed to that extent. I want that change in your life. Correct? Understood? 1 second. Even though you have not understood, smile. Correct? And I am there with you now. I am there or not? Yes, sir. Now, let us come to the topic. What happened? Chalo. So what I am saying, we are into one topic where there is a dishonor of bill due to what insolvency. Dishonor journal entry already we have done. Even though don't remember, done na? Done. Ismail sir? Ismail sir. Okay. So if it is held by Drawee, what is the dishonor entry? Drawee account debit to BR. If it is held by endorsee, what is the journal entry of dishonor in the books of Drawee? Drawee account debit to endorsee. If it is held by bank, then can you see this journal entry can be with or without noting charges? So if it is with noting charges, then it will bill amount plus noting charges. Means noting charges is also recoverable from whom? Drawee. If it is without noting charges, then this journal entry will be with only bill amount. Correct? Now, because this is dishonor due to insolvency, so once bad debt will also come, whatever amount is not recoverable, that become loss, and loss will be debited. The account which we need to open is what? Bad debt account. So loss account or expense account will be debited. So what journal entry? Bad debt account debit to Drawee. If entire amount is not recoverable, but if some amount is recoverable, so cash will come in. So cash account debited. So bad debt account debit, cash account debit to what? Drawee. Understood? Correct. थोड़ा थोड़ा समझ में आया? थोड़ा थोड़ा, ये पूरा नहीं समझना है, पूरा के लिए लाइफ बाकी है. Now Drawee you will say in the books of Drawee. I am saying you will say, try to say. I am not asking you correct answer, but try to करना. Always try करना है. Are you getting what I am saying? So in the books of Drawee, but of course dishonor, what journal entry? There is no need to see previous pages. Don't see previous pages. If you are seeing previous pages, मजा नहीं आता है. जो मन में आया बोल दो. Maximum wrong answer will come. ठीक है? I am happy ना. Whether I have scolded you anytime when you are giving wrong answer? No, I will never scold you. थोड़ा different type of teacher, huh? Only one in India. Because I know nerves of student. Because मुझे पता है ना, CA मैंने भी किया है. I know what was going in our mind when I was doing CA. मुझे पता है ना. Correct? Are you getting? So I know your position. And one thing, एक बात याद रखना, to become CA, perfection is not required. Every student can become CA. Understood? So if someone is saying that, Array, how can you become CA? Well, no, I will become. But I'll become. I don't know about you, but I will become. Correct? There are many person in this world who inform you, Array, you are doing CA, how come? No, I don't know. Be happy. Be happy. I hope someone has informed me, someone has said also to you. Maybe someone has said, you are doing CA, how? ऐसे बोला किसी ने? बोला ना? Ignore. Time will come, they will only come to you and they will start respecting you. Ignore it. Okay? Understood? ऐसा होता है, मेरे साथ भी हुआ, आपके साथ भी होगा. Correct? Once again, every student can become CA. For passing CA examination, intelligence is not required. Perfection is not required. Perfection तो होता तो साइंस करते ना. We would have become scientists. We would have taken science course ना. अरे बोल ना रे. Because we were not so much perfect, then only we came to commerce ना. अरे बोल. अरे बोल ना. ठीक है ना. In commerce only CA. तो क्या है? कुछ गड़बड़ है ही नहीं. अरे बोल ना. अगर इतना ही इंटेलिजेंट होते तो our parents also would have forced us to take what? Science. बोल ना. Why we have not taken science बता? नहीं जाता. वो केमिस्ट्री में H2O, why H2 आज तक नहीं समझ में आया. You have understood? You have also, अरे मीन्स चलो ठीक है H2O समझ में, why 2? ये 2 क्यों है? Why O is 1? मतलब बहुत फोटोसिंथेसिस ट्री बना देते थे. न्यूटन लॉ और पता नहीं वो क्या क्या सिंबल केमिस्ट्री में. अरे बाबा रे बाबा, मतलब डेंजरस. आप भी परेशान हुए ना. 10th, I think 10th तक तो you have also done ना. Then we decided no बाबा no, commerce is okay. ठीक है. So because of that reason we came to commerce. Okay ना. Now in commerce C is there. We are opting that. Simple. Understood what I am saying? So be relaxed. This is your course. This is for you only. Understood? Correct. For dishonor of bill. And if someone is saying that you are not capable of doing anything, ignore. But correct? Ignore it. So, now you will say dishonor entry in the books of Drawee. Bata. Bills payable account debit to what? Drawer. But if it is with noting charges, then noting charges will be debited. Very good. Means drawer amount will be with bill amount plus noting charges. Okay. Now, out of this amount, some amount is paid and some amount is not paid. Understood? So what will be the next entry for insolvency? What journal entry? बताओ. बताओ. Drawer account debit what? To cash na. Some amount is paid and some amount what is not paid, everyone. Whether it is a gain or loss. For what? Drawee na. It is a gain na. But you only say for insolvent person whether there can be any gain. No. Therefore we should not credit gain account. Whenever there is an insolvency, so in case of insolvency, whatever amount is not paid is transferred to a special account. That is special account is known as deficiency account. So due to deficiency, he is unable to pay. Due deficiency, he is unable to pay, and therefore this amount will be credited to what? Deficiency account. So whenever there is insolvency, we open a special account. That is special account is known as deficiency account. Understood? And this account will be closed. This drawer account will be permanently closed. Understood? This is very important question. They will say in case of insolvency, amount not paid will be credited to which account? Deficiency account. The very popular question, favorite question of institute. In true or false. Chalega? Have you understood? Correct. Done. This done. Can we take one question? Come to illustration number 6. 6 so is easy, you can do it by rote. Retirement question. 6 you can do. Come to 7. Mr. David draw two bills of exchange on 1/1/2020 for 6 and 10,000. The bills of exchange for 6,000 is for 2 months, while the bills of exchange for 10,000 is for 3 months. Correct? These bills are accepted by Mr. Thomas. On 4th March 2020, Mr. Thomas requested Mr. David to renew the first bill. Means renewal. So on renewal means on due date, we'll do cancellation entry and then renewal entry. Whenever renewal, so interest will be charged. Correct? To renew the first bill with interest at a rate of 18% per annum for a period of 2 months. Understood? Renewal wala point. Mr. David agreed to his proposal. So that was accepted. Means new bill will be drawn. New bill will be drawn. You can see in this case, new bill will be drawn with what amount? Means amount of old bill plus interest, because interest is not paid immediately in cash. Correct. On 20 March 2020, Mr. Thomas retired the acceptance of 10,000. This retirement also. Early payment of which bill? Second bill. The interest rebate, that is discount. You can see interest rebate, that is discount. All word used. Interest rebate discount. I say it is known as either interest rebate or discount. Being 100, so they have given the amount of rebate 100. Thank you very much. Before the due date of renewed bill, Thomas become insolvent. Majedar question na. Renewal, retirement, insolvency. Full chapter, one question. This type of question they will ask. Chalega? Huh? Insolvent and only 50 paise means 50% in a rupee could be recovered from his estate. So 50% is recoverable. So 50% bad debt. You are asked to give journal entry in the books of Mr. David. Mr. David is drawer or drawing, but we'll do in both books. Chalega? For practice. For practice, we'll do in both books, David and Thomas. Chalega? In exam 2 only in the books of David. Okay? So we'll do in 2 columns. Illustration number 7. Question so you have understood now? David and Thomas. Can we start? What is the date of drawing? Bolo. 1st Jan 2020. So whenever 2 bill is drawn now, and because one bill is retired, one bill is renewed, we write on BR1, BR2 for understanding. Otherwise, we will be confused. Now, we write on BR1. bills receivable you can add on number 1 account debit. What is the amount? First bill is 6,000 now. And then BR number 2 how much? 2 what? Thomas. Means Thomas is credited. Means of course previously there was some credit sales. That journal entry they have not asked, therefore we are not doing that journal entry. But of course Thomas is initially debited this sales journal entry. But they have not given sales transactions. We are ignoring on the assumption that that journal entry is already done. Are you getting what I am saying? So Thomas, how much? 16,000. What journal entry there you will do? Debit account debit. How much? 16,000. To BP. Number 1 how much? And to BP. Number 2 how much? 10,000. Then what you do? Somewhere you write down that what will be the maturity date for first bill and second bill. For the first bill, what is the maturity date, and second bill, what is the maturity date? Because I think first bill is for 2 months. So what is the maturity date? 4 March 2020. And second is what? 4th April 2020. Write down somewhere to become comfort. Understood? Now what happened? On 4th March, first bill is renewed now. First bill is renewed or second bill is renewed? The first bill will come to what due date? 4th March 2020. Renewal. So first cancellation entry and then renewal entry. So for cancellation means this one entry. What journal entry? बताओ. Thomas account. What is the amount? To what? BR number 1 6,000. अच्छा. Now in the books of drawer कर लेंगे बाद में. Okay. In the books of drawing we'll do. And then we are not focusing on that. We can do that now. Correct? Understood this? Correct. And now a new bill will be drawn with interest. So let us do first journal entry of interest. What journal entry for interest बताओ? ना BR तो close हो गया ना. अच्छा you are giving compound journal entry. हाँ? Now first only interest entry. So this interest is a income or expense? Income. Recoverable from whom? Thomas. What journal entry? Income you said. Income will be credited. Think and say. You are saying interest is income. So whether interest will be debited or credited? And it is recoverable from whom? So it is receivable from Thomas. Receivable will be debited now. Correct. So now say journal entry. Think and say. Thomas account debit to interest income on what amount? 6,000. What is the rate of interest? 18%. For how many months? Extended period is what? What is the extended period? 2 months. 2 by 12. 180. So 180 you have understood. It means can I say after this journal entry, what is the amount recoverable from Thomas for the first bill? 6,000 plus 180. Means new bill will be drawn. New bill will be drawn for what amount? 6,180. So let us draw new bill. What journal entry? On the same date. Bata. Now it becomes BR number 3. Number 3 now. So we'll say number 3. A new bill is drawn. So we'll say number 3 bill. So BR number 3. How much? Bolo, what amount? To what? Thomas 6180. Understood? Bata. Any doubt up to this? If you are not understanding, ask me. Have you understood this much? Understood? Correct. Then this happened. Now, what will be the due date of this bill? For this bill, 2 months now. So, what will be the maturity date? 7 5 2020 will become the maturity date for this bill, third bill. Now, what is given? The second bill will be retired. Second bill is retired. Second bill is retired. On which date? On which date? 20 March 2020, and they have given the amount of what? Rebate allowed. They have given the amount of rebate allowed. Rebate allowed is how much? So we are not supposed to calculate it. They have given. Thank you very much. So it means retired means honor of bill on early basis. So this is we need to pass journal entry for honor of bill. So what journal entry batao? Batao. Means honor means cash is received na. So what journal entry? Cash account debit. But how much cash will be received? 10,000 minus 100 means 9,900, and rebate is an expense or income. Rebate is allowed. On retirement, rebate is allowed. So it become expense. Expense. Rebate is given na. So it become expense. The expense will be debited or credited? Debited. How much? 100. Correct. To what? Which bill is retired? Bill number 2 nalai. 10,000. Bill number 2. This also understood. Understood. Now this also done. Now what happened? The due date of which bill will come? Third bill. What is the due date? 7th May 2020. So on that date, the farmers become insolvent. So first we'll pass dishonor entry, and nothing has given about noting charges. So we'll ignore noting charges. If they inform about noting charges, then only we'll consider it. Otherwise, no. Correct? So dishonor entry. First give me dishonor entry. Batao. Thomas account debit to which bill? BR number 3. BR number 3. What was the amount? 6180. 6180. Then some amount is recovered and some amount is not recovered. How much recovered? So 50% become bad debt. So bad debt how much? 3090. And how much recovered? 3090. From whom? Thomas. Understood? Have you understood? Have you understood the entire journal entry? Just try to understand whether you are understanding or not. You can do it by your own with revision. Revise it. Are you able to follow my answer? If you are able to follow, okay. To become expert, revision required. Huh? Correct? Now, if you have understood, can you do the journal entry in the books of Thomas by your own? Do journal entry in the books of Thomas by your own. Done. Beta, can you help me? Second journal entry, BP number 1, account debit to David. How much? 6,000. 6,000. Then, very good. Interest expense will be debited 180 to what? Debit. Then what? Debit account debit to debit account debit to bills payable. Number 3 na. Number 3, 6180. Then what? BP number 2, 10,000 to cash how much paid, and to rebate become income. Income will be credited. Hmm? What? Expense means in which book? In the books of Thomas. No, no, it is an income now. The expense of which party? It is an expense of which party? Drawer or drawee? Huh? Drawer. So income of drawee. So why you are saying expense? You can write down rebate income if you want to write down. This is rebate expense. Understood? Means this is rebate allowed or rebate received. So rebate allowed is what? Rebate allowed is what? You write better write on rebate allowed. Then you will understand. Rebate allowed expense and rebate received is what? Income. Now okay? Better write on this way. Just we doing discount allowed, discount received now. The rebate allowed is an expense and rebate received will be income. How can I write on expense? It is not an expense, it is an income now. Correct. Then what? Then dishonor entry to what? BP number 3, account debit 6180 to what? Debit. Then what? Debit account debit. How much? How much paid? And balance will be transferred to which account? Deficiency account. Very good. 3090. Understood. Dhire perfection will come out. You are at a very initial stage. Don't think about perfection. Just think whether you are able to do or not. And even though you are able to follow me, then also it is very good. If you are able to follow my answer, okay na. If you are able to follow, means you are understanding. If you are not able to follow, then some doubt hoga. So when I am writing, you are able to follow that or not? Follow na, okay. Chalega. Understood na. One more question. That question you will try. Will you try? Let me see the level of question, then I will give you. Acha, journal entries, narration is must. Narration in exam you are going to write. Means when I am taking test, if you are not writing narration, I will deduct marks. Narration is must. Chalega? In class, I will not write narration. You can write down or homework. ठीक है? Because wastage of time, unnecessary time waste हो रहा है. Illustration number 8. Let me read first whether you can do it or not. Rita owe 1 lakh to Sri Ram. So Rita owe rupees 1 lakh to Sri Ram. It means what? Means Rita will pay how much? 1 lakh to Sri Ram. Means Sri Ram will receive from whom? Rita. Means Sri Ram, in the books of Sri Ram, BR will come. In the books of Rita, BP will come. You can understand this way. Correct. On 1st October 2019, Rita accepted. So of course, Drawee will accept a bill drawn by Sri Ram. So Sri Ram become drawer for amount. For which amount? 1 lakh at 3 months. Sri Ram got the bill discounted with his bank 99,000 on 3rd October. Before the due date, Rita approached Sri Ram for renewal of bill. Oh my God. Rita approached the Sri Ram for renewal of bill. Means it is old bill dishonor, new bill drawn. Understood? So in this case, bill is held by bank. समझ रहे हो? नहीं समझ रहे तो कर लेना. Sri Ram agreed on the condition that 50,000 be paid immediately together with interest on remaining amount at a rate of 12% per annum for 3 months, and for the balance Rita should accept a new bill at 3 months. What they are saying? Renewal ho jata, but you need to pay 50,000 right now along with interest on balance amount. So interest and 50,000 will be paid immediately in cash. Correct? And for the balance amount, bill will be drawn. These arrangements were carried out, but afterward Rita became insolvent and only 40% of amount could be recovered. So discounting, renewal, insolvency. Will you try? Bolo, yes sir. We'll try and we'll do mistake. Bolo. I will try and we'll do wrong. Bolo na kya kar? We'll try and it may be wrong, it may be correct, but we'll try. Don't see the answer. Do whatever you have understood. Do in the books of what? They are marked in the books of Sri Ram with narration likha hua, but we will not write narration right now. In the books of Sri Ram, and leave one column for Rita. We'll practice for what? Drawee also. Normally they ask drawer in exam. Normally, but sometimes suddenly they give what? Drawee. So that time if you are not habituated now, so it will be dangerous. So we'll practice from both point of view. You do Sri Ram only, yeah? In the books of Sri Ram, and leave one column for Rita. Chalo. Have you done that? Let's see what you have done, that is correct or not. Can we check? So the first journal entry, what you have done? Bills receivable to Sita or Rita? So you are saying Sita. Sita से प्यार हो गया क्या तेरे को? तो चलो, first journal entry correct. 1 mark. Give 1 mark. Give 1 mark to yourself. 1 mark मिला ना? Party ना? Correct. Then second journal entry, what you have done? Bank account debit, discount account debit to BR. Discount you have calculated or it was given? It was given only 99,000, 1,000, 1 lakh. Anyone have done mistake? You said correct me. If you have done mistake, say yes sir, we have done mistake. Nothing to hide. Nothing to hide from doctor, huh? ठीक है? Yes sir. So 1 mark, give 1 mark. Correct. अच्छा, date तो you have written ना? चलो. They have not given date, we will write down date also. Then what happened? Then bill will be cancelled and a new bill will be drawn. Means cancellation of old bill. What journal entry? Rita account debit to bank. Dishonor entry because it was held by bank. Rita to bank. What amount you have written? How many have written? 99,000. All have written 1 lakh. You have done BR. It will be Rita to bank. How many have done Rita to BR? Understand your mistake? So this is dishonor of which bill? Which is held by bank. So can you say we recover from Rita and pay to bank? Okay, Rita to bank. Anyone who have done journal entry correct, but amount is 99,000? Everyone done 1 lakh? Huh? Everyone done 1 lakh? What journal entry you have done? Huh? You have not completed only. Only 2 journal entry you have done. Chalo, ठीक है. So those who have done correct, write down 1 mark. Correct. Then for new bill, interest will be calculated. So interest will be calculated on which amount? Because 50,000 will be paid immediately. So on 50,000. So 50,000 into what? 12%. For how many months? 3 months. How much it is coming? 1500. What journal entry? Rita account debit to interest. Interest income. Income will be created. Those who have done correct, give 1 mark. Those who have done mistake, 0 mark. Okay? Okay. Then new bill will be drawn. New bill will be drawn and first amount will be paid. So how much amount is received? 50,000 plus 1,500. So bank account debit to Rita or cash account debit to Rita. Both journal entries correct. Cash to Rita or bank to Rita. So cash to Rita or bank to Rita. 51,500. This amount is received. Those who have done correct, give 1 mark. Then a new bill will drawn for the outstanding amount, that is 50,000. So BR account debit to Rita 50,000. Understood? Correct. Then next one. On due date, he become insolvent. Dishonor entry. Dishonor entry is what? Rita account debit to BR with what amount? 50,000. Then insolvency entry, bad debt. So bad debt account debit, cash account debit to what? Rita. So how much is recoverable? 40% is recoverable. 40% is recoverable, na? So 40% of how much? 50,000 is coming how much? 20,000. So 30,000 not recoverable. That is bad debt. So bank account debit, bad debt account debit is 50,000. Correct. How many is done full correct? 0. So how many marks? As per marks what? Total marks is 1, 2. How many journal entries are there? So how many got 8, 7, 1 journal entry mistake. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So ठीक है, okay. Okay. But I think sufficient time was given. Why you are not able to complete it? You said now you have not completed. Why you are not able to complete it? Huh? I said now, even though you are not able to do it, don't think much. Do it. Some account debited, some account created. ठीक है ना? Because you are thinking much, so you are thinking whether I am correct, I am wrong. Why you are thinking so much? I said do wrong entry now. What I said do wrong entry. So when you will do wrong entry, when you are writing, if you will not write, then you are not able to do wrong entry also. Correct? So if you think much, you are wasting your time. I said do it. Some point of time you will feel that you are comfortable. Chalega? Okay, next time complete it. I want complete answer. You may be wrong, you may be correct. But if you are not writing, you are not responding, you are not reacting. Chalega? Okay. Now those who have done mistake, have you identified your mistake? I hope one mistake, it is mistake of what is this mistake this mistake was actually, I understood that you will do that mistake. This mistake most of you have done. Which mistake? This mistake. Dishonor entry. Because it was a bill held by bank. It was Rita account debit to bank. After that, once you have done this correct now, then I hope you would have done correct all only. Okay, sir. This also done. Can we take break? Can we take break? Bolo. We will take break. After break, once again we'll meet. I will try to complete this chapter. Try to complete. Let's see. Okay. Yes. Chalo. Can we start once again? Last question. I hope you have understood. Chalo. So can you see the homework will be journal entry in the books of whatever Drawee. Correct? So journal entry in the books of Drawee homework. Okay. We can discuss tomorrow for that. Now let us come to a new concept. A new concept is what? The last concept we have done what? Retirement. So write down a new concept and interesting also is known as accommodation bill, also known as mutual accommodation. Important also from examination point of view. Now, whenever I say bills of exchange, so normally there are two type of bills. One is known as trade bill. Means whatever we have done till now are trade bill. Trade bill means what? Bill, any bill which are drawn which are drawn to facilitate trade transactions and is therefore is therefore mean to finance actual purchase and sale of goods. Have you understood this point? Means whatever bill till now we have done, that is trade bill. So I used to say that for this chapter first there should be sale transaction and then only we can enter into bill transaction. Correct? So always we started with what? Debtor account debit to sales, then BR account debit to debtor. Correct? So that are trade bill. Means can I say if there is no trade transaction, we cannot do bill transaction. Correct? But then also there are some bill which are known as what? Accommodation bill. That can be drawn without what? Trade transaction. The second type of bill are known as what? Accommodation bill. In this write down any bill which is drawn without what? Without trade transactions to raise to raise funds to raise funds to raise funds are known as accommodation bill. Means the objective of accommodation bill is to raise funds. Are you getting? So this is the objective. The objective is to raise funds. This becomes the objective of accommodation bill. Understood? Means, let me take one example. Example number 1. 1 second, there will be one person Ram and one person what? Sita. Correct. Now you can see there is no transaction between Ram and Sita. Means there is no relationship between Ram and Sita. But suppose let us no trade relationship. But they are friend of each other. Good friend. Good friend can do whatever they require. So Ram was in need of money. Ram was need of money. Understood now. So Ram needs rupees 10,000 immediately. Correct. So of course he may approach bank also. But suppose he don't want to approach bank. So what is the other alternative that we are going to understand? Correct now. So he will approach what? Good friend. And what he will ask Sita that I will draw one bill, you accept it only. Agreeing. I will draw one bill, you accept it. Means in this case, without trade transaction, Ram will draw one bill drawn of rupees what? 10,000, and Sita will accept the bill. So it become a valid bill or not. Because as per Negotiable Instrument Act, in the definition it is nowhere mentioned that there should be trade transaction. Means any party can draw the bill, if it is accepted by the party, it becomes valid bill. Understood? Now, in this case, Ram become a drawer and Sita become a drawee. Correct. Now, what Ram will do? Ram will discount the bill with the bank. Understood? Means, suppose he is the customer of State Bank of India, then State Bank of India, of course, knows about Ram. So he will of course discount the bill if he is a good customer. I'm getting what I'm saying. You don't do this type of transaction with your good friend. Huh? You tell, I will draw you, accept, I'll go to the bank. Bank will say, who are you? So bank will of course discount the bill for a good customer. Whenever there should be trust for that customer. So let us assume Ram is a good customer only. So Ram can discount the bill with the bank. Now Ram was discounted. So of course discounting charges will be deducted. So out of 10,000 bill, suppose 100 is the discounting charges. So 9,900 will be immediately remitted by bank to whom? Ram. Understood? And suppose he was requiring this money for 3 months. He was in need of money for 3 months. So he can use this money for 3 months. Are you getting what I am saying? Now once the 3 months expire, so he will have the available funds to pay the amount. But now bank will approach whom on maturity date. So bank will go to what? Sita on maturity date. But Sita will say, how can I pay? I have not used the amount. So in this case, because good friend, so Ram will pay what? 10,000 to whom? Sita on which date? on mature date, and Sita will pay to whom? Bank. On which date? Mature date. Have you understood? This is the purpose of accommodation of bill. Understood? To raise fund without any trade transaction. You can see Ram is able to raise fund only by way of acceptance from Sita. Sita need to only accept it. And Ram enjoyed 10,000 for 3 months or not. Of course, he has paid 100 rupees as interest for 3 months. Understood? This is known as accommodation bill. Understood? Now, one doubt will come, sir, if Ram does not pay, then what will happen? If Sita will not pay to the bank, what will happen? That will depend upon information given the question. But can I say Ram become drawer, Sita become drawee? Now we know the journal entry in the books of drawer, we know journal entry in the books of drawee. So no additional explanation required. You know what it will be done in the case of dishonor, etc. So can you say in case of accommodation of bill, only two additional points will come. See who will bear discount. So but in this case, who enjoyed the money? Ram. So this discounting expense will be of Ram. And can I say in this case one additional entry will come. See Ram will remit the amount to Sita on maturity date. This is additional entry. So what will be Jana entry? Batao. You will say Jana entry. You have drawn this. Have you drawn? Drawn? So what will Jana entry batao of this entire transaction? In the books of Ram and in the books of Sita. Batao. First Jana entry for drawing of bill batao. Let us take one date. Suppose bill was drawn on 1/4/2020. 1/4/2020. Batao what Jana entry? In the books of Ram what? For drawing of bill what Jana entry? BR will be BR will come na. BR is an asset. So BR will be debited or credited? Huh? BR is an asset. Asset will be debited. Correct now. Always think in this way. BR will come in the books of BP will come in the books of BR is an asset. Asset will be BP is liability. Liability will be credited. Think in this way. Okay, now. So BR will be always debited and bill drawn to whom? Sita. What amount? 10,000. Correct. In the books of Sita, what journal entry? Ram account debit to what? To BP. First journal entry understood. Now Ram has discounted the bill. Let us assume on the same date. What journal entry? Bank. How much amount collected? 9,000. What is the discounting expense? To what? What has been given to bank? Ram has given Sita a bill. Bill na. So why Sita? It is bill receivable na. Now bill has been given to whom? Ram has given bill to whom? Ram has given bill to whom? Bank. So bill is going out na. Bill decreases. Bill decreases na. Correct. How much? 10,000. What jana entry in the books of Sita? At Nanayak, no entry. Already we have done for discounting, no jana entry in the books of bill is discounted by Ram. Sita does not know about this fact. Correct na? No jana entry in the books of Sita. Now on due date. What is the due date? It will come 4/7/2020. Correct. First Ram will pay to whom? Sita. So Ram will pay to Sita. Correct? Ram will pay to Sita. In cash, what journal entry? Sita account debit to Sita account debit to cash. How much? 10,000 now. And Sita will receive cash. What journal entry? Cash account debit to what? Ram. So you can see initially, everyone, initially in the books of Ram, Sita was created, now debited. So Sita account also closed. Initially Sita was created, now debited. Sita account closed. And in the books of Sita, initially Ram was debited, now Ram is created, closed. Now, now, bank will approach whom? Sita. What jana entry in the books of Ram? No entry now. No jana entry. But amount will be paid to whom? What jana entry? Bills payable. It is honor of bill na. To cash or bank, whatever. To cash reclo. 10,000. Honor of bill. Have you understood? Have you understood? Thoda thoda. Only this jana entry is what? A new jana entry. Other jana entry remains same. And there is no sale jana entry, there is no purchase jana entry. This is known as accommodation bill to raise fund. Ram raised the fund by drawing the bill to Sita. Accommodation bill. Understood? Let me change the example. थोड़ा सा interesting करते हैं. Correct? Now what happened? Ram, Sita, everyone, concentrate, huh? Write down the example, huh? Whatever I'm writing. Ram, Sita. Now both are good friends and both are in need of money. Quite possible. Quite possible. Now Ram need 20,000 and suppose Sita need 10,000. Badao. Both are in need of money. So Ram will call Sita. I am in need of 20,000. Can you help? Sita will say, I also need what 10,000. Can you help me? Are you getting quite situation? Possible situation? Now in this case, both are in need of money. The question arises, who will draw the bill? Who will draw the bill? Huh? Both party. I will say any one party will draw the bill. Either Ram or Sita. Either Ram or Sita, not both. Understood? Either Ram or Sita. Of what amount? 30,000. So let us assume Ram will draw the bill. Let us assume. So Ram, suppose bill drawn of rupees what? 30,000. And Sita will what? Accept the bill. It become accommodation bill. Now Ram will approach whom? Bank. Ram will approach now. Who will discount the bill? So Ram will approach the bank. And of course, let us assume Ram is a good customer of bank. Bank will discount the bill. What is the amount of bill? Let us assume 300 is the discounting charges. So how much amount will be remitted? 29,700. Are you getting what I am saying? So it means this amount will be remitted to whom? Ram. So how much amount received by Ram? How much amount received by Ram? 29,700. So he will retain some amount and transfer some amount to Sita because both are in need of money. Now you only say he will retain out of 29,700 how much he will retain and how much he will transfer. Huh? Can I say retain will be 2/3 and transfer will be 1/3? In that ratio 2:1. Correct. So can I say he will retain how much? 2/3. Can you say me what is the 2/3? How much? 19800. And how much one third? 9,900. So this will be transferred to whom? 9,900 immediately after discounting. Means, can I say Ram will use how much amount? Ram will use how much amount? And Sita will use how much amount? It means the total discounting charges were 300. So this 300 will be also allocated toward Ram and Sita. In which ratio? 2 is to 1 only. Means, can I say now discounting charges will be expense of both parties because both have enjoyed in 2 is to 1 ratio. Are you getting what I am saying? So can I say what is the discounting expense of Ram? What is discounting expense of Sita? Are you getting? So this become what, 20,000 and this become 10,000. I hope you are understanding. Are you able to understand? Understood. Now your turn. Now you say, if this much you have understood it. But on maturity date, bank will approach whom? No. Ram कैसे? अरे bank is not Hanuman. He will approach Ram. Bank will always approach Drawee na. If Drawee dishonor, then what? Drawee. Bank will always first go to what? Sita. But will Sita has a liability to pay only 10,000. Means she will recover how much from Ram? Huh? 20,000 now. Means can I say on maturity date, first Ram will pay how much? 20,000 and she will add how much? 10,000. Total become how much? 30,000 will be paid to whom? Bank. On which date? On maturity date. Understood? This is accommodation bill. Interesting, na? You also do this transaction with your good friend. Let's see what happened. Well, you should know how to draft the bill. Correct? Have you understood? Journal entry can you do? Give. Journal entry में हो जाता. What is wrong? Ram and Sita. Let us assume the bill was drawn on 1/4/2020. बताओ. What journal entry in the books of Ram? What journal entry in the books of Ram? BR account debit to Sita. How much? 20,000. Bill was drawn for which amount? 30,000 now. 20,000 not. 30,000. Sita, what journal entry? Ram account debit to 30,000. Who will discount the bill? Bank will discount. Ram will discount with bank. Bank will discount. Ram will discount. So what journal entry बताओ? Bank how much amount collected? 29,000. What is the discount? To what? How much? What journal entry in the books of Sita? No journal entry. Correct. Now, what will come? So it is 4/7/2020. 4/7/2020. First, Ram will pay how much to Sita? 20,000. What journal entry? Sita account debit. How much? Oh, sorry. I forgot. One mistake. My mistake. Sorry. My mistake. Immediately, because my mistake, immediately how much amount was collected? 29,700. Out of these, how much will be immediately remitted to Sita? That I forgot now. On the same date only. On the same date now. So बताओ, how much amount is transferred to Sita? So what journal entry? Sita account debit to cash how much? 9,900. Correct? Understood? But can I say out of 300, this 300, the entire 300 is not an expense of RAM. So out of 300, how much is the discount expense belong to Sita? 100. So we'll say 2 what? Discount, because that will be borne by whom? Sita. And this will become 100. Understood? Means now 300 minus 100. What is the discount expense of RAM? 200. Have you understood this journal entry? Automatically adjusted. And Sita will be debited by what amount? 10,000. This journal entry have you understood? Have you understood? See, immediately 9,900 transferred and 100 will be borne by Sita. So discount need to be credited by 100 and cash is going out how much? 9,900. Journal entry become what? Sita account debit to discount to what? Cash. What journal entry in the books of Sita? She received cash how much? And what will be her expense? So she will debit how much? 100. To what? RAM how much? 10,000. Have you understood? Now just try to understand this journal entry. Means initially Sita was created by how much? Initially Sita was created by how much? So this was a liability now. Means how much amount is payable to Sita? Sita is created by 30,000. Means amount payable to Sita how much? अरे बाबा 30,000 ना 9,000 कैसे होता है? I am saying created by 30,000. So how much payable to Sita? 30,000. Now how much debited to Sita? So 30,000 minus 10,000. What is still liability? 20,000, because that 20,000 is used by Ram. So Ram will pay on maturity date 20,000 only. So out of 30,000, 10,000 is cancelled. Only 20,000 remain. That will be paid by Ram to Sita on maturity date. Understood? Have you understood the journal entry? Journal entry understood? Yes. Now what will come? Maturity date. Batao. First Ram will pay how much? 20,000. To whom? Sita. What journal entry? Sita account debit to how much? You can see entire Sita account is cancelled. Are you able to understand? Have you understood this journal entry? What journal entry in the books of Sita? Cash account debit to Ram. So Ram account is also closed. Check kar lo. Means this is the benefit of what? Mutual accommodation. Correct? Now, who will approach Sita? So who will pass that journal entry? Sita. What journal entry? Bills payable na? Bills payable to cash or bank, whatever. How much? 30,000. So you can see 30,000 was initially created in bills payable, now debited. So bills payable account also closed. Cash or bank. CB means what? Either cash or bank, whatever account you can use. Either cash account or bank account. Both are correct. If question is silent. Have you understood? but they will try to confuse you with accommodation with dishonor etc. अभी तो honor हो गया ना. It might happen some party dishonor. Yes, suppose in this case Ram is not able to pay to Sita, so they will say Sita will draw another bill to Ram. Correct ना, ऐसा भी हो सकता है. So they will make the question interesting. But concept have you understood? Concept have you understood? Correct? Yes, sir. Let us. One note. In case of accommodation bill, entire journal entry will remain same as discussed previously for trade bill. For trade bill. However, following transactions will be additionally recorded. Point number A, for transfer and receipt of money, correct? For transfer and receipt of money between what? Drawer and drawee. Transfer and receipt, that journal entry is additional journal entry, correct? Second journal entry is what? For sharing of what? Discount between what? Drawer and drawee. But sharing will be applicable for example number 2, not for example number 1. Whenever it is for both party is in need of money, then a discount will be borne by both party, correct? Discount will be shared in the ratio of money used by what? Both party. Money used by both party. In the ratio of that money used by both party. So we have allocated in 2:1 ratio. Means 20,000 to 10,000. So money used by both the party. Understood? In that ratio we will allocate. Can we take one question? Sure. Let us take one question. Come to question number 10. Illustration number 10. For the mutual accommodation of X and Y, it is given the question only mutual accommodation. So once it is stated mutual accommodation, apply that concept. Correct now? So for the mutual accommodation, on 1st April 2019, X drew a 4-month bill on Y for 4,000. Y return the bill after acceptance of same date. X discount the bill from his banker at 6% per annum and remit 50% of profit to Y. So it means the ratio of benefit is 1 is to 1, 50 is to 50. So whatever amount collected from bank, 50% remitted to what? Y. Means both were in need of money. Correct now? On due date, X is unable to send the amount due and therefore Y draw a bill. So on due date, because X is unable to pay the amount, because X should pay to Y on due date na. अरे बोलना रे. But X is unable to pay to Y and therefore now Y will draw one bill to what? X. Understood? So Y draw a bill for rupees 7,000 which is duly accepted by X. So now X become drawing for the second bill. Correct. Y discount the bill for rupees 6,600. Now Y will discount the bill and send only 1,300 to X. And out of that bill, 1,300 is given to whom? X. Why 1,300? I will explain. Before bill is due for payment, X become insolvent. Lo, माथा खराब. But nothing to worry. हो जाएगा. Letter 25 paise rupee received from his state. Record journal entry in the books of X. Let us do in the books of both parties to understand. Correct? चलेगा? Yes, sir. So we'll do in both parties. We are doing illustration number 9. First, 10. First, we'll do individually, one by one. First bill, second bill. Don't be confused. First, we'll do first bill. Then we'll come to second bill. And do accordingly whatever information is given. Correct now. Chalega. Bol. Can we start? Illustration number 10. I require your help. So, X books, Y books. Can we start? What is the date? First date? So for first bill, who is drawer? Who is drawing? So in which books BR will come? In which books BP will come? Think in this way. BR will be always, BR will be debited or credited. BP will be debited or credited. Understood? Think in this way. Batao. In the books of X, what journal entry? BR. Correct? Understood? And if you want to write down, show this. Number 1 show this. BR account debit. To Y. What is the amount? 4,000. In the books of Y, what journal entry? X to what? To what? BP. Amount remain same only. Correct. Bata. Who will discount the bill? X. On the same day it is given. Bolo yes or no? What is the journal entry? Batao. Bank account debit how much? Will calculate because that is not given. Discount how much? Will calculate, that is not given. To what? Batao. To what? To bills receivable. What is the amount of BR? Now we need to calculate discount. Discount now. So I think it was immediately discounted. So the bill was for how many months? 4 months. So into what is the rate given? 6% into 4 by 12. What is the discounting charges? It is 80 now. So how much amount collected? 3920. Have you understood this? Bolo. Have you understood this? What journal entry in the books of Y? No journal entry. बताओ. How much amount collected by X? How much amount received by X? But out of this 390, how much will be remitted immediately to Y? 50%. So some cash will be transferred to Y. Means Ram will pay how much? Sorry, X will pay how much to Y? 50%. 1960. Journal entry you will give, I will give. So why or Sita? Now you'll never forget Ram and Sita. Correct na? You'll never forget Ram and Sita. Exam में don't write Ram and Sita. Please. In exam, draw a Ram account debit to Sita. To what? Cash. How much? 1960. But out of this discount, how much discount will be borne by Y now? How much discount will be borne by Y? 50% na? So can you say discount will be also created? To discount how much? Are you able to understand? Students do mistake in this journal entry normally. They forget discount. Normally in this point they will do mistake. Even I am a student, I will also do mistake. So be careful. Write on danger. Danger. So be careful by passing this journal entry normally. Means you will pass journal entry for cash, but you will forget about discount. Correct. And total amount become how much? 2000. But what journal entry in the books of Y? Cash how much received? 1960 ना. अब जितना पे किया उतना रिसीव. Discount how much? 40. To what? X. How much? Up to this any doubt? Up to this any doubt? Correct. Any doubt? I hope up to this so you have understood. Correct. Now, what will come? Due date will come. What is the due date? Maturity date? 4th August na? 2020. Correct. Understood. But how much amount should be transferred? Should be transferred by X to Y? 2000. 2000 should be transferred. Should be transferred. But he is unable to transfer. He is unable to transfer. So for that no journal entry. Because not transfer तो no journal entry ना. अरे बोलना रे. Correct. Are you getting what I am saying? Correct. My question to you all, that in this case, whether Y will honor the bill. Are you able to understand what I am saying? Whether Y will honor the bill means just let us read the question. What is given? On due date, X is unable to send the amount due and therefore Y draw another bill. Since it is not given that Y is dishonoring the bill. So if nothing is given about Y, whether he is honoring or he is not honoring, so what will assume? Honoring only. Because if dishonor, that will be mentioned now. Means he should receive, means X should pay how much? 2000. Because they are good friends and X is unable to pay, so Y will to pay now. And because of that reason, Y now has drawn one bill to what? X. So means Y will pay to bank. Means honor a bill. The journal entry will come. So first, can you give me the journal entry for honor a bill? BP account debit to bank or cash, whatever. How much amount? 4,000. This journal entry have you understood? What journal entry X will do? No journal entry. Correct. But now, on the same date, what Y has done? Y has drawn another bill to what? So now Y will become what? Drawer, and X will become what? So in whose books BR will come? And whose books BP will come? So batao, in Y books BR account debit to what? X. Are you able to understand? But what amount? What amount is given? 7,000. 7,000. Now first bill is over. Don't think about first bill. Now come to second bill. Don't think of first bill. First bill हो गया ना, owner हो गया ना. Now in your mind, first bill should be deleted. Now come to second bill. So now it will become easy when you think only from second bill point of view. Now what journal entry यहाँ पर? Y account debit to what? BP 7,000. Now who is holding the bill? Who will discount the bill? Y. Y ना? अरे बैंक, इसको बैंक से प्यार हुआ है. Of course, bank will only provide discounting services, but understanding the emotions, who will go to bank? Why? Why? And what why will give to bank? Bill of what amount? 7,000. So let us pass discounting entry. Batao. Bank account, they have given the amount right now, na? I think they have given the discounting amount. 6,600 means 400 is what? Discounting. To what? BR. How much? 7,000. What journal entry in the books of X? No entry. Look, easy na? Correct. Up to this any doubt? No. Now let me read. I also forget what is given. Correct. Why discount the bill for 6,600 and send 1,300 to X immediately? So out of 6,600, 1,300 was remitted to X. Correct? Yes. So what journal entry for that? How much you say? You are doing in with whose books? Y books. Batao. X account debit to cash to discount. Very good. This you have understood now. Discount will also come. Cash how much given? But now we need to find out how much will be discounting share. Understood? This we need to understand. This is thoda sa understanding required. Everyone just try to understand. Can I say why the second bill was drawn? Can I say second bill was drawn because why need to pay to the bank for honoring the first bill? And what was the amount of first bill? Means Y received 6,600 on discounting of second bill. But after this discounting, Y need to also honor by paying what amount? 4,000. Means after this, how much amount is retained? Only 2,600. Are you getting what I am saying? What was the purpose of drawing second bill? What was the purpose of drawing second bill? That is mutual accommodation, means mutual understanding. Are you getting? Suppose I am X, you are Y. Correct now. So on due date, I informed you that I don't have money. So what do you say? I need to pay. So I will say you draw another bill and you discount, you collect and pay the amount. and give me some time. I am arranging money. Are you getting what I am saying? Not understood. One second. Coming to the point. I am Y और चल राम बन जाता हूँ मैं. X is what? Ram. Y is what? Sita. Ram Sita में समझ में आएगा. Ram was initially drawer. Sita was initially drawing. Now Ram should pay some amount to Sita on due date. But Ram is unable to pay. We are good friend, na? We are good friend. So whatever I will say, she need to accept. Because of that reason, we are good friend. Correct? So I am saying I am unable to pay, but don't worry. I will pay. Good friend, na? But what you do? Because you don't have money also. So you draw one bill to me. And now you discount. So you receive some amount from what? Bank. And now you discount. You draw one bill of higher amount. 7,000. From 7,000, you receive how much? 6,600. Out of 6,600, first you clear first bill. Pay what? 4,000. Now whatever amount is retained, 6,600 minus what? 4,000. Out of that, give 50% to me. 1,300. Means you enjoy 50%, I enjoy 50%. Are you getting what I am saying? Means this amount was cleared. So how much amount is left with Y? And out of this, how much amount remitted to X? Means how much amount retained by Y? Means what is the benefit ratio? 50 is to 50. Means this 400 will be borne by what? X how much? Y how much? 50 is to 50 only. Understood now? I said discounting charges will be shared between drawer and drawer in the ratio of money used. So how much money used by Y? 1300. How much used by X? 1300. Means 50 is to 50. Means how much? 200 and 200. So this become what? 200. Have you understood this point? I'll give a note for this. But have you understood? Have you understood? Have you understood why second bill was drawn? Understood. Second bill was drawn to actually clear first bill. Because second bill will be discounted. Whatever amount received, from that amount received, first bill will be cleared. Why? Because if the first bill will not be cleared, the bank will approach Ram na. Ram has not no money, so that bill need to be cleared only. Are you getting what I am saying? Correct? Yes, sir. Now, this point have you understood? Yes. So now what journal entry in the books of X? Cash. Cash will come how much? Discount how much? To Y how much? 1,500. Have you understood? Up to this any doubt? Have you understood this? Understood. Up to this any doubt? Now, on due date, bank will approach whom? X. X. So what is the due date? This was for how many months? How many months? Bill was drawn for 3 months or 4 months? 4 months. पक्का चेक करो. तो it will become what? हाँ तो बताओ ड्यू डेट क्या होगा? 7 December 2020. Now what is given? Before bill is due for payment, X become insolvent. Means the bill is dishonor. Bill is dishonor now. Are you getting what I am saying? Bill is dishonor. So we need to pass dishonor entry. We need to pass dishonor entry. What will dishonor entry batao? Batao. In the books of X you are giving, in the books of Y you are giving. In the books of X, batao. What is the dishonor entry? Y is a drawer. Confused हो रहे हो बस. Correct. You are giving journal entry in the books of X or Y? X. First you are giving in the books of X. So X is a drawing. But what journal entry? BP account debit to what? Y. Very good. What is the amount? 7,000. Journal entry. Correct na? Reverse entry na? This was the journal entry for drawing na? Y account debit to BP. Now BP account debit to Y. Dishonor कर दिया ना? Understood? What journal entry in the books of Y? Y has discounted a bill. Now, it means bill is held by bank. Whenever bill is held by bank, dishonor entry will what? बताओ. Drawee account debit to bank. So now Sita need to honor na? Not able to understand. 1 second. चलो ठीक है. Confusion हो रहा. बहुत ज़्यादा confusion हो गया. ठीक है. Nothing to worry. 1 second. I am X. You are Y. ठीक है ना? X and Y. I am drawee. You are drawer. Bank will approach whom? X. I said unable to pay. Correct. So bank will go to whom? Y. You need to pay or not? You need to pay because you are not insolvent. Huh? I am insolvent. Are you getting? So you need to pay or not? Okay, drawer will pay to whom? And recover from whom? Drawee only, na? So what journal entry? Drawee account debit to what? Drawee account debit to bank. This journal entry have understood. This is normal journal entry. This is not special journal entry. Already we have done this type of journal entry. Actually, we are confused with drawer and drawee now. Because status is changing now. Because of that reason, confusion हो रहा है. But we know this journal entry. And because of that reason, I am saying only practice required. Don't worry. If you are able to follow me in class, with some question more practice, it will be in your mind. Don't worry. The first question we are doing for accommodation. Huh? Only first question, na? So don't worry. This you have understood. Correct. Now after this, only for your comfort, let me draw. Only for your comfort, leave some journal entry space, and let's draw in the books of X Y account. एक बनाते हैं. See actually what happened? Let us understand with all these journal entries. Actually, what happened with all these journal entries? Let us draw in the books of X Y account. Can we draw? So, leave some space for journal entry, 3-4 journal entry space. Let us draw in the books of X. Let us draw Y account. What actually happened? Correct. First journal entry was what? Bolo. Now you know ledger na? The first journal entry in the books of X was BR2. Journal entry देखो ना. First journal entry was BR2 Y. So Y will be debited or credited? Y will be debited or credited? Credited. So what will happen? By BR na? How much? 4,000. Are you able to understand what I am saying? I am not writing date. I am ignoring date. चलेगा? Then second journal entry, whether Y is there is no Y. In second journal entry there is no Y na. Then third journal entry, Y account debit to cash and discount. return 2 what? Cash. How much? 1960. And to discount how much? 40. Correct. Then what is the fourth journal entry? Y account debit to bills payable. So 2 BP will come. How much? 7,000. Correct. Then next journal entry is what? Cash account debit, discount account debit to Y. Y will be created. What you write on buy what? Cash. How much? And buy discount how much? 200. Then we are on bill payable to Y. So Y will be created once again. So buy bills payable how much? 7,000. Up to this any doubt? So after this journal entry, can you give me what is the amount? Balance amount. 3,500. So this is the balance amount. Understood? And can this is nothing but 50% of 7,000. 50% 7,000. Correct now. This becomes two balance carried down. Two balance carried down. Are you able to understand what I am saying? Correct. But in the books of Y, in the books of X, Y has debit balance or credit balance? This is debit balance or credit balance? Huh? Credit balance? Very good. Coming in which side? Debit side. So it is credit balance. Credit balance means it is payable or receivable. This X will pay or X will receive from Y. So it is payable now. Liability. Credit balance means what? Liability. It means what is the amount payable to Y? 500. 3,500. This much you understood? Have you understood? And this is nothing but 50% of 7,000. That was only payable. That was only payable. This much you understood? Correct. Similarly, if we draw books of what? Y, X account, let's see what is coming. Have the same amount will come, but only for your understanding. Okay. I know same amount will come, but only for your understanding. Can you give me all the posting ones from beginning? Batao. Let us do first journal entry. X account debit to what? BP how much? 4,000. Then what happened? X was created by cash how much? 1960. By discount how much? How much? 40. Are you able to understand this posting now? Posting you are able to understand? Then next journal entry BR account debit to X. X is created. So by BR how much? 7,000. Correct. Then next journal entry X is debited now. So to cash how much? 1,300. And to discount how much? 200. Then last journal entry we have an X to bank. So we write down to bank how much? 7,000. Can you give me the balance? Can you see this balance coming in this side? This side. This will be by balance carried down. But this is debit balance, credit balance, debit balance. Means in the books of X, in the books of Y, X is having debit balance. Debit balance means receivable. So how much receivable from X? 3,500. So can I say in this way? After all the journal entry, X will pay how much to Y? So in the books of X, there is some amount payable. In the books of Y, there is some amount receivable. Can I say ultimately this will not be paid or received, this will be cancelled? Because it is only for mutual accommodation now. It is for mutual accommodation. Are you getting what I am saying? I hope you have understood this point, whatever I am saying. Have you understood? Correct. So can I say the last journal entry what will cancel this receivable and payable? This last journal entry will cancel this receivable and payable. Means what X will do? What X will do? On which date? Can I say there was one credit balance of Y? So now it will debit it 3,500. Means in the books of X they was payable to Y. So now some payment done to Y. So Y account debit to what? How much is amount paid and how much will be not paid. So how much paid it is given, how much it was recovered. We become insolvent now. So 25 paise, 25% how much? 3,500 into 25% how much? 875, and balance because he become insolvent. So whatever amount he is not able to pay will be transferred to which account? Insolvency. Transferred which account? Deficiency account. So it becomes deficiency account. So minus 3,500 how much? 2625. Have you understood this? Have you understood this? Correct. In the books of what? This party, there will be cash how much received? 875. The balance whatever not received become bad debt. Bad debt how much? 2625. And what was the amount receivable? Now will be credited to X how much? 3,500. Entire journal entry done. Practice required, huh? Second time you will be able to do once you practice. Till you practice, of course, lot of confusion is there. Lot of confusion. Understood? Correct? Bolo. Have you understood or not? I am saying, have you understood? Are you able to follow me or not? Don't think whether you will be able to do by your own or not. That require practice, huh? Correct? That require practice. Chalo. So I think we can take one more question for practice, because this is more or less the chapter is over. Only two theoretical point is left. Chapter is over. As per concept practical question, chapter is over. Only two theoretical point is left. So let me complete that theoretical point first. Yeah, better. Question I will take with fresh mind. Correct? Or what I will do, one question you try. Very good question. Huh? Try, do wrong. Frustrate नहीं होना है. Agreeing? So that you just try to understand by your own and do it, but complete the solution. Do mistake, understood. It will happen that you are not able to understand, but complete it. Let's see how you are reacting. So one more question let us take. One good question is there about accommodation bill. कहाँ गया? I think illustration number 12 only. Illustration number 12 you do. Okay. One question you do illustration number 12 and one more question that is also very much interesting. One more question, one George wala question, illustration 9. Good question. Both are good question. So first you do by your own, do some mistake, but do after revision. First revise all journal entry, then do it. Don't do without revision. Correct now. First revise all the journal entry, then start doing the question. Only two questions. Don't practice any more questions. Okay, chalega? But let me complete some theoretical point and let me complete a chapter. Let our next concept is what? Next concept is about foreign bill. Foreign bill means there are two type of bill. One is known as inland bill. One is known as foreign bill. Inland bills means what? Which is drawn in India and payable in India. And whatever is not inland bill become what? Foreign bill. So we need to understand what is foreign bill. If you understand what is foreign bill, automatically the balance is what? Inland bill or domestic bill, which is drawn in India and payable in India. Correct? Just write down. A foreign bill is a bills of exchange which is drawn in one country and is payable in another country. Foreign bill is drawn in three copies. Normally, invoice will be drawn in how many copies? Two copies. And all other bill will be also drawn in two copies. One will be retained, other will be sent. Agreeing. But foreign bill, there is a custom of drawing the bill in how many copies? Three copies. Agreeing. Why? Because can I say this bill will be sent for acceptance? So all the bill need to be sent to other country because the person who is the drawee might be residing in other country. So they say that it might happen that through post it is not reached in time. So they will send in three copies in different posts. Understood? I don't know what is logic behind this. Nowadays it is bakwas concept. Because now the kind of system of this communication is very fast. So now I don't know what actually happened. Correct now. But as per examination point of view, it is given that for in three copies, we remember three copies only. Means they ask one question, the foreign bills are drawn in how many copies? So three copies. They will ask in true and false, the foreign bill will be drawn in two copies, true or false. Now the false now the he knows. So this type of bakwas question they ask. Three copies means we call it we call it what? Triplicate. Correct? Correct. Wherein each copy is sent by a separate post so that at least one copy reaches the intended party. Understood? But I don't feel what is logic here. Correct now. Now, Examples of foreign bill. They may give this type of question, identify whether it is a foreign bill or it is not a foreign bill. So there are four examples you need to memorize. Correct? But it is very easy to memorize. First, a bill drawn in India on person resident outside India and made payable outside India. The bill drawn in India on a person who is residing outside India and is payable also what? Outside India is a foreign bill. I think from the example you understood it is a foreign bill. A bill drawn outside India on a person resident outside India is also what? A foreign bill. Point number C. A bill drawn outside India and made payable in India is also what? A foreign bill. Point number D. A bill drawn outside India and made what? A bill drawn outside India and made payable what? Outside India. So this is also what? Foreign bill. Means in simple word can I say, note write down. If a bill is drawn in India and made payable in what? India or what? Inland bill. Even if it is drawn to a person resident outside India. Have you understood this point? Means if it is drawn in India, payable in India, so it becomes inland. But if it is drawn outside India or payable outside India, it becomes what? Foreign bill. Understood? Means in example, just find out whether it is drawn in India, payable in India, drawn to any person. It can be drawn to a person residing in India or drawn to any person who is not residing in India. It is not at all important. But drawn in India and payable in India will be what? Indian bill. Apart from that, all bills are what? Foreign bill. Have you understood? So you can easily identify which are foreign bills, which are inland bill. चलेगा? One concept done. This theoretical concept. ठीक है, last concept, bills for collection. Now, bills for collection means what? See, suppose Ram has drawn one bill to Sita, correct? So Ram has bills receivable, correct? Now, Ram might be in what? Hyderabad, and Sita might be what? In Bangalore. It means Ram need to present the bill to Sita in Bangalore. Means Ram need to what? Ram needs to travel to Bangalore. It is quite possible that he is a busy person. He has no time for what? Traveling. Correct now. So what he will do? He will give this bill to his bank. Not for discounting, huh? First thing for safety. Because okay, this bill is what? Asset. It might be lost. So for safety reason it will be given. So this bank will keep this bill in the locker. And on due date, this bank will go to what? Sita for collection. Once the amount collected, the amount will be automatically credited to Ram account. Understood? And for this services, bank will charge some commission. But this is not discounting. This is another facility given by bank. So bill is given to bank for collection. Understood? Bill is given to bank for collection. Means in this case, can you say the DR remain the asset of Ram only? Only it is given to bank for collection. Only it is given to bank for collection. So this is the concept right now. So, when a person receives a bills of exchange and decided to hold it what? Till maturity, then in order to ensure what? Safety. In order to ensure safety, the bill may be sent to whom? Sent to bank with instruction with instruction that bill should be bill should be collected on what? Maturity date. Have you understood? Such bill is known as bill sent for collection. Such bill is known as bill sent for collection. Understood? Now we need to understand what will be the accounting treatment for this bill which has been sent for collection. Correct? That was accounting treatment. So all, of course only in the books of drawer. Drawer will not be affected. Drawer will be affected. Correct? So in the books of only drawer, huh? First, for receipt of accepted bill from drawing, what journal entry? Accepted bill received. BR account debit to what? Drawee na. Always think in the books of drawer BR will be debited. BR cannot be credited. Think like this. Understood? So BR debited. So BR account debit to Drawee. Okay? Okay. B. बताओ. Now this bill will be sent for collection. When bill is given, या bill is sent to bank for collection. Understood? So normally can I say there should not be any journal entry. Because bill remain bill. Bill of what? Drawer only. Given to bank for collection. It is not discounted. But can I say only will change the name from BR, will now call them what? Bill sent for collection. Will change the identity of the bill. See now BR become what? Bill sent for collection. So will increase bill sent for collection and decrease what? BR, what journal entry? Bill sent for collection account. Understood? To what? Bills receivable. Means this is nothing but increase in one asset and decrease in other asset. Correct. Now point number C. On maturity date. Correct. If bill is honored, what journal entry? Bank account debit to what? Bill sent for collection. Understood? But bank will charge some commission. Suppose bill is of 10,000. So bank will say 100 will be our commission. So bank will, what amount will be debited? Only 9,900. Correct now? Means bank will credit only 9,900 now. And they will say our commission income is 100. So this commission become expense of drawer. Understood? This journal entry. Have you understood? If bill is dishonored, then you will give me journal entry. बताओ. Drawee na? Drawee account debit to what? To bills sent for collection. Collection. Normally they don't ask question of journal entry for this topic. But I have just given because one question has been given so that you can do it. Simple. With this, all concept of this chapter is completed. All concept is completed. Now only what is required? Practice is required. Correct? Of course, I will also take some questions. But first you do. Correct. 2 questions I have given. And if you want to do more one question, तो do illustration number 10 also. 10 तो कर लिया ना. One more question. चलो. So 2 question only. Okay. 2 you do. Then balance question of course you can do it by your own. Correct. I will take some question tomorrow. Correct. That 2 questions I will take. You are doing, you are not doing, that is not important. Correct. That is important now. Because once you do it, then only you will realize that what mistake you have done. Correct. So even though if you are not doing, I will take it. But if you have done it, so you will be able to understand what one mistake you have done. Got it? So I think बहुत हो गया आज के लिए. बहुत छेड़ दिया आपको। करेक्ट, बहुत छेड़ दिया। तो टाइम क्या देखता रे? टाइम इज नॉट इम्पोर्टेंट। व्हाट इज इम्पोर्टेंट? क्लास इज इम्पोर्टेंट। जिस समय टाइम देखने लग गया लगा मन नहीं लग रहा है। गुड फ्रेंड, एनीवन वेटिंग? हाँ, चलो। आई होप यू अंडरस्टूड। रिलैक्स हो जाओ, हाँ रिलैक्स ना, रिलैक्स। करेक्ट, रिलैक्स ना। पर्सनल बातें कर लेते हैं यार। हाँ, बोलो। एवरीथिंग फाइन ना? So it means we have completed almost this chapter. Practice required, one time for revision required. Then then grip will come. Yes, now we are able to understand what happened. So many terms, so many things, all accumulated, all accumulated. Okay, chalo. So now where you'll go? You go home or somewhere else? You go home. Huh? After home where? After home where you go? And decide to go with somewhere with someone. चलो चलो, गो बाबा गो, दिस इज द टाइम टू गो समवेयर एल्स। चलो ठीक है। आफ्टर मैरिज तो यू नॉट गो ना? करेक्ट, दैट इज व्हाट इज दिस? दैट इज द प्रॉब्लम। यू नो आफ्टर मैरिज व्हाट हैपेन? हाउ यू नो व्हाट हैपेन आफ्टर मैरिज? मींस यू आर एक्सपीरियंसिंग फ्रॉम होम। अरे सही तो बात है। आई सेड आफ्टर मैरिज यू नॉट बी एबल टू गो। यस, दैट इज द ओनली प्रॉब्लम। यू आर नॉट मैरिड ना? हाँ, अरे बहुत। आफ्टर मैरिज means when I become PA, I was so happy that now I'll be married. Then after marriage, I understood what happened. Correct na? So, chalo, okay. Someday we'll share my emotions. Chalo. Thank you very much. We'll meet tomorrow. Till then, bye bye. Take care. Enjoy your remaining day.